Hi, I'm Janie from the JC League House. I'm obviously not down there today. I'm at home in Houston in my office slash workroom slash storeroom slash big mess today because I want to work on something pretty special that I got. Let me flip this over and show you. Last week I was at the house and a gentleman who lives around the corner from me came and brought me this incredible charcoal drawing. All right, let me see. This is Marty from around the corner. He has.
Oh my gosh.
The sound won't pick up.
Okay. Just gonna get
It's so lifeless.
Yeah, well, that's supposedly Daisy Lee.
He purchased it about 30 years ago from an estate sale and was told at the time that it's a drawing of Daisy League, who was the daughter of JC and Nellie League, who had this house built. Now, I'm not sure if it's her or not. I have a few old pictures of her, and it's hard to tell. So I'm hoping that I can take the back off of this and see if there's some original writing on it indicating that it was her for sure. Another reason I want to take the back off is that it's not in good shape. It's got actually wood on the back and it's warped and cracked, and it's not going to hold that drawing tight against the glass and keep it flat if humidity gets in there. Fortunately, it's been hanging for 30 years at the Star drugstore in Galveston. That's a really neat place to go eat if you're not from Galveston and don't know about it and you come down here to visit. It's got traditional counter service like an old drugstore. It's full of memorabilia. That's why my neighbor bought this. He owned that drugstore and he purchased this to help decorate the drugstore. But he really thought it should go with the house. So he went and took it down and brought it to me. So I've already been to the hobby store to buy some archival foam core to replace this backing. I'm going to take it off, clean everything, and put it back together. So that's what I'm going to start with right now. So I've got pliers and a few tools, and it's put in with nails. So actually that came out pretty easy. So I think this is not going to be hard to do. Sometimes this old wood is so hard you can't get the nails out, but so far these are coming out okay. I really hope there is writing on it that says that it's Daisy and maybe even the year that it was drawn. So it's hard to work at this angle. Yeah. I spoke too soon. So some of them are coming out easy, some are not. I have a few pictures of Daisy League, and she looks a little fuller in the face. Of course, the ones I have are, she's kind of in profile a little bit, and this drawing is straight on, so that could really make a difference in the look. So what do you think? Can you see any similarities? Can you see what I mean about with her head turned, you can see a fullness in her face that I don't think you can capture from this straight on drawing. So I'm undecided. But I'm going to call her Daisy because I'm not sure why 30 years ago someone at an estate sale would have just pulled Daisy League out of the air. She's not that well known, so where would they have come up with that name? Regardless, she's period appropriate, and I think she deserves a place in the house. I also don't know the age when this was done. Let's see how we're doing. I'm going to tear this. I don't want to smear the charcoal, so I don't want to touch the drawing itself. And it's on a board, and actually there's nothing written on it. So there's nothing here to help me know if this is Daisy or not. But I'm still going to clean it up and reframe it. It is filthy dirty. I might take that glass completely out and just go wash it with soap and water and dry it real well. That may be the best thing, so I can clean the frame. So I'm going to turn y'all off for a minute and take this downstairs. Some of you might be a little horrified, but I've done a test to see if the paint is waterproof, and it is. So I'm just going to use regular water. Clean up this rabbit. Rinse off the frame, the back. I'm going to turn it around, give it a good rinsing. I'm not going to scrub with the toothbrush on this. I'm just going to let the water kind of gently get into all the crevices and the design. I don't know if you can see it, but there's quite a bit of dirt coming out of there. And that's it. Oh gosh, it's already gorgeous. Really brightened up that gilt. I'm not going to rub it. I'm going to take it and lay it flat on a towel to dry. I've got this laying on a towel under a fan going at high speed, and I've blotted the back of it dry. And I'm just going to let it sit here for 3 or 4 hours because I want this wood to be completely dry before I put that drawing back in. I don't want any moisture from the wood wicking into the cardboard that the drawing was done on. But you can see that the wood is already drying quite a bit. This old wood is very, very dry, so it's absorbed that moisture. It's not going to hurt it at all. It's a matter of duration and the time the water's on it. So this was almost the same as wiping it with a wet rag. It'll dry quickly. While that's drying, I want to get this drawing itself cleaned up and ready to go. On the back side, I don't know if you can see, but it's got a lot of dust. So I'm just going to take a soft but relatively substantial brush and just brush any loose debris off of that. Now, the drawing side is going to be much more delicate. This is charcoal, and I don't know if they put any kind of fixative on it, but artists use charcoal because it can be blended very easily with your finger or like a little sponge. So I don't really want to apply pressure because I'm afraid this would smear. So I'm going to start with an extremely soft artist brush and work in the areas where there's not a lot of drawing. And I'm just going to put almost no pressure at all on it. Sweep away any loose debris. Well, that's not really lifting the charcoal. I'm going to continue in the lighter areas. Again, I'm not restoring this. I'm not getting rid of the water stains or any of the little bits of discoloration. I just want to get any grit and debris off the surface. All right, that worked pretty well, so I'm going to move up and do a little bit more. Very gently give her face. And that worked really well. It got the grit off of it, but it didn't change the drawing at all. I'm not even going to touch it with my hands. I don't want to risk smudging it. So I'm just going to let this sit up here and be flat until it's ready to go back into the frame. And maybe I can get a better picture of her without the glass on there so you can see her face a little better. Thank you. The detail. It's just so lifelike to me. I love her brooch and the bow. You can see the water staining along the bottom. My guess is that somebody sprayed Windex on the glass or used a wet cloth to wipe the outside of the glass, and that water ran down and then seeped in behind the glass and was wicked up by this cardboard. So when you clean something, maybe spray a little Windex on your rag and wipe. Don't spray anything directly onto a glass framed picture. Okay, I've got the glass cleaned. I think right there. Good. I don't want to touch it with my fingers. I do see a spot still. I'm dried on. Okay. Looks good. Completely dry. And this is the top. I want to make sure I get facing in the right direction in the frame. I need to get some new nails to tack this in with, so I forgot to do that. So I'm going to go dig around in the garage and see what I can come up with. So when your dad has a wholesale picture framing store and you grow up in that environment, you end up with a box like me, which is all kinds of little teeny nails and brads and picture hanging stuff. So surely in here somewhere I have, oh, I found them already right on top. That's good. Right kind of nails. Put this back together. I'm probably going to embarrass myself and not do a very good job, but we'll see. I actually have a specialty hammer. This is actually a glazing hammer designed to tap in those little tiny flat diamonds. You can't see it, but it's got a slight bevel to it, and you lay it on the glass and slide it, and it will actually hit that little thin edge of that diamond point and drive it in without breaking your glass. So I'm going to try to use this hammer. Different concept. I'm going to have to actually go through the mat board and into the frame. So we'll give it a shot. Same concept. That worked pretty well. What I don't want to do is go in at too steep of an angle and hit the glass and break the glass. So I want to come in and just catch the wood part of the frame. I think that's going to work. I want to flip her over before I get too far and just make sure everything's okay in there. Looks all right. So So I'm going to keep working my way around, and when I'm finished, I'll come back and flip her over and show you just how great she looks with her frame all cleaned up and her glass clean. So give me just a minute and I'll be right back. And here she is, all fixed up. She's fresh as a daisy. Someday she can go back to the JC League house and take her rightful place. But until then, she's going to hang out up here with me in the office. I've got a spot picked out on the wall for her. She needs to be in climate controlled comfort, and we are a long way away from getting that done at the house. Hopefully you're caught up on all the restoration down there. It has been a monumental amount of work. If not, check us out here and start following along, because there is a lot of exciting work going on to save this incredible Galveston landmark. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.